Are you feeling overwhelmed by the mountains of data, struggling to connect the dots between campaign, source, OS, or even find any data that is actually useful for you? Meet the solution AppsFlyer custom dashboard. I'm using it with all my clients to simplify insight and also supercharge my reporting. Marketers today jungle with hundreds of platforms, source campaigns, and the data is really fragmented and difficult to centralize, and it sounds really familiar to me. Like every time I have a new client, they are asking me what is the main insight. So that's where the custom dashboard solution actually comes into action, and this is how AppsFlyer custom dashboard solve it. So one, it combines performance metric across all the channel. Two, it tailor KPI and with real-time insights so you can monitor your reporting and also your campaign optimization. And three, you really have everything to optimize on the go. I'm going to show to you in the video how I'm actually doing it so you can do it after. You can click on the link in the description to have a demo so you can also try it yourself. Have a good one. So today we are going to review the custom dashboard from AppsFlyer. It's actually a dashboard I can't work without, especially because I have a lot of clients. I really recommend if you need to understand really quickly a situation because you have a new job, you are also consultant, and you want to understand things, to make this kind of dashboard because it helps you to understand really quickly what's going on. And really often you need to understand really quickly to get up to speed. So I'm going to show you what I use. I like to have at the top of my dashboard a few metrics, cost, revenue, CVR, CPI, but also cost per event, especially because I have a lot of cost per event campaign usually. It's kind of the cost per purchase things for apps, but also for all the MRCP campaign in games, I will also need this metric. What I will do usually is also to have some trends on the CPI and average revenue per user to make sure I'm buying at the right price. Of course, it makes sense that I'm going to have a gap because I'm going also to have different payback time, and I'm not aiming to have 100% above from day one usually. So it's something that I'm going to use. So it's really easy to find the custom dashboard on AppsFlyer. It's on the first section, and I'm just showing you basically the first step I will do when I will onboard a client, usually using AppsFlyer, which is really convenient for me because I can understand. So there is this is like the first template I usually do. It's really useful for me because it helps me to understand where we are at. CVR is going to help me to understand the trends, how the creative are converting. Am I needed actually to have a custom product page or not? Is it already the case? And this is going to help me to optimize my CPI, especially right now as the eCPM are actually going down. So this is something that I will use a lot. I like also to have a country breakdown because depending on the countries, it's going to behave differently on the ad monetization side, but also user acquisition side. So I'm just checking down like the cost per country to get a sense of where my client is spending and where I will need to optimize first. So it's really quick to do it on the custom dashboard actually because you just need to add your metrics and automatically you get the view, which is not the case if you do a spreadsheet. It's going to take ages. You will need to make sure you have the good dimension. So usually I just do it like in the custom dashboard tool so I can see everything. So this is really like the MVP kind of view that I'm using, and it helps me to get a global understanding. And every morning also I can log in and see how the trends are evolving. I think having a good dashboard from the start helps you to understand your user acquisition and also what you need to change or what you need to keep. It's really important to have a global overview so you can better understand the trends and where you will need to have a focus. I like as well to have a table. So here it's an example of a table I'm doing, really simple, high level. I don't go too granular. For this, I'm using usually the cohort view. Here I just want the cost, revenue, ROI, and this helps me as well to justify to other stakeholders basically what's going on. and help people to understand. Sometimes it's as easy as this, really simply with the AppsFlyer dashboard. So the core view, I'm using it for more granular insight and more complicated as well, but custom dashboard is the thing that I will be able to share to the creative team, to the custom relationship management team, to the product team. So I just want to make sure like it's as easy as possible. I can use it in my report as well. I can really easily like copy paste and make sure everyone is understanding it. So on the metric, I keep it fairly simple with cost, revenue, ROI, CPI, and the AppsFlyer dashboard helps me a lot to make it understandable. I think the table is really nice. The UI is really easy to understand as well. So I just go for it. I have several tables usually that I'm using. So I'm using the overall performance. I'm also trying to have usually ad level, site ID level, country level as well. So whatever happens, I can understand what's going on. So I'm just going right now to make the other table, and it basically takes me 2 minutes because I can use the duplicate tools. So I duplicate it and I just change the granularity. So here in 3 seconds, I have my country table as well that I can use in my reporting. One slide with the table with country, one slide with the overall performance. And then I go on the site ID and creative level. Creative level is actually really interesting because having the breakdown is going to help us a lot to understand different behavior. What I like a lot as well is that you can add filter on the add creative view, which help you to understand the behavior depending on which channel, what's going on creative level. And this is going to have a big impact on your UA. So here I made my little breakdown campaign level. And I'm just adding the ad level so I can see what's going on with the same KPI because for me they are really important. And I'm just checking how it's going now. So usually people are checking the cost, where the cost is going at. That being said, me, I test more and more creative on app event optimization or on ROAS. So I think the share of revenue also make a lot of sense. And you need to keep an eye on the ROAS. Especially with TikTok, I saw a lot of creatives scaling a lot, but not performing that well. So I really advise everyone to as well have a look at the revenue and not only focus on the share of spend. But in all cases, like you can make this pie chart and really easily see either revenue or spend, which creatives are spending the most. And you can also do it per channel. You can split it and see which creative are scaling or not. So here I'm just adding the revenue and I can see also it's changing per ad over time. So I can understand the revenue I'm having from each ad depending on the time and if I have any major shift that will, for instance, be due to creative ad fatigue. So I can see all my ad. I can also make my graph slightly bigger so I can change it so it's more visible. I can also click on the legend in order to see the ad I'm interested in to check how it's evolving. And I can also see if is all the KPI if I add my mouse on it. So it's really useful too. So now I'm just going to take the ad and I'm going to check on Google. So I like to check the creative channel level. So in order to do this, you just do into your custom dashboard and you add a filter. I'm just going to add here Google. So here I'm on all country Google and I see on Google I have actually one creative that is doing 100% of my revenue. So definitely worth to check if either I can add more creative to the mix or if this creative is going well or it's evolving, do I need some iteration. What I like is that it's really easy to understand, especially the pie chart, and I can really use it for my creative report. And I really enjoy a lot to use this actually and just copy paste. Even sharing it to designer, it's quite easy view for them to understand. So of course my creative metric, one of the main to understand how it's going on the conversion side is the CVR. I'm using a lot the CVR to understand how it's actually converting, because sometimes you have a really good hook and you have a creative that is going to scale a lot, but at the end of the day, you're not going to convert. The CPI is not going to be as good as it is. And as algorithm, usually they are not really dynamic. They are looking at past 7 days performance, especially on Meta. Now you can see the AI feature that is predicting the spend for the next 7 days. It's difficult to have a dynamic change. So I'm just checking basically what is the CVR, how it's going on the conversion, because scale matter, but scale without conversion, it just waste of money. So I'm just monitoring it as well. All the trends is evolving daily. So here you can see my trend, my graph. I can also sort it by spend. That is really useful. I always keep the ROI metric on my creative. It's really important for me. And anyway, like I do my creative test on ROI as well. I'm doing a lot of creative tests on ad network, so I still have visibility on iOS, so I can monitor also this performance. Okay, so I can delete it, so I don't lose the focus of this dashboard that is really for operational UA and have a daily 360 view. And I can add my site ID. Site ID is something I'm optimizing a lot because I'm spending with a lot of ad network. So I just want to make sure I have a table where I can also reuse it, especially because I'm working with scripts. So I want to make sure that it has a format that will help me to optimize my bid. So I can export it in my spreadsheet and just launch my script. So here I have the cost, the install, the revenue, per site ID, I save it, and I have my view. That is perfect, great. I sort it by spend, and I see if there is anything that I should change. Hopla. I just export my data, I go on spreadsheet, and I'm just going to do the import of the data, and then hopla. I insert my sheet. I'm just going to go in extension, apps, and copy paste my script for the bid adjustment. So for the bid adjustment, it's a function of my targets. So basically I take the average revenue per user, and depending on it, I adjust it to make it match make my CPI match my average revenue per user goal. So I'm just going to make it like this. I make sure I get the good format. Up. Hopla. So here I have my data. I took it. I just renamed all my columns so everything look fine. I took the correct ID of the spreadsheet for my script. And here I can just paste it. I update my spreadsheet ID. I make sure I have also the good name of sheet on my spreadsheet, and it should calculate for me based on my logic what I wanted to do. So make sure you have all the authorization you need. Et voilà. Voilà. So my script happened, I have my metrics, my ROAS, so of course it's all fake data, so it's not going to be anything accurate, but it calculates my ROAS day 1, day 7, and then depending on if I need a new bid or not, it's going to tell me what is the bid needed. Now there is no change, so I'm safe, and I can do it as many times as I want. Just need to export it from the custom dashboard. It's really like a basic view, but it's really what is helping me the most to have the best 360 understanding of my new clients, and also for all the ones that don't have a proper BI tool, it helps me to daily monitor and understand what needs to be changed. So I hope you liked this video and it was useful. It was Claire Rosin. I'm presenting the custom dashboard from AppsFlyer. You can have a direct demo. Just click on the link in the demo and don't hesitate to subscribe as well and check it out. You have a QR code and you can just check it yourself. Have a good day. Bye bye.